From the man who poked a rival coach in the eye during a sideline confrontation, to the man who sprinted through the rain just to hug his goalkeeper. Here are the most loved versus the most hated football managers. Starting with one of the most despised managers, Jose Mourinho, tagged the most polarizing manager of the 21st century. When Jose Mourinho arrived in England, he didn't introduce himself with words. He introduced himself with a sprint. In 2004, Old Trafford, Porto knocked Manchester United out of the Champions League with a last-minute goal. Mourinho doesn't just celebrate, he tears spectful celebrations in football history. But it didn't stop there. Years later, in a Champions League semi-final between Inter Milan and Barcelona, cameras caught Mourinho appearing to poke Barcelona's assistant coach Tito Villanova directly in the eye during a touchline scuffle. The clip went everywhere. It became proof for his critics that Mourinho would do anything to win, even things that had nothing to do with football. And then there's the laundry basket. While serving a touchline ban at Chelsea, Mourinho was banned from the dressing room at halftime. So, what did he do? He hid inside a kit basket so staff could wheel him past security and let him address his players anyway. Genius to some, sneaky and rule-breaking to everyone else. That's the Mourinho effect. Every fan base he's won a trophy for adores him. Every fan base he's beaten despises him. There is no in-between. And while Jose Mourinho gradually becomes one of the most hated football managers, Jurgen Klopp, on the other hand, flips the switch completely. Because if Mourinho is the most hated, Jurgen Klopp might be the most universally loved manager of his generation. Klopp built his entire reputation on one thing: he never hides his emotions. When Liverpool scored a stoppage-time winner against West Brom in the FA Cup, Klopp didn't wait for the final whistle. He sprinted onto the pitch in the pouring rain to wrap his goalkeeper Alisson in a bear hug, completely losing his mind with joy in front of millions of viewers. It wasn't planned. It wasn't for the cameras. That's exactly why people loved it. And here's the part that separates Klopp from almost every manager on this list. Even after losses, even in Champions League finals he lost, he was filmed consoling his own devastated players and applauding the opposition. Rival fans, people who hated everything Liverpool stood for, still said the same thing. I can't hate that guy. That didn't happen by accident. It's an unconditional love that he built in the heart of fans by his continual, selfless act on the pitch. And while Jurgen Klopp's selfless act and genuine sportsmanship makes him a very lovable person, Erik Ten Hag took a whole different turn. But before we continue, if you've been enjoying the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks. Erik Ten Hag once turned a touchline handshake into a full-blown international incident. We'll get there. But first, let's talk about how his reputation completely flipped live, in real time, in front of the whole football world. Erik Ten Hag arrived at Manchester United with a reputation as a calm, composed, ruthless winner from Ajax. For about a year, fans loved him. Then came the press conferences. As United's results collapsed, Ten Hag became known for something very specific: deflecting blame in real time, live, on camera, in a way that frustrated even his own fan base. After heavy defeats, instead of accountability, viewers watched him repeatedly blame referees, fixtures, and circumstances rather than his own tactics. One press conference in particular, after a brutal home defeat, saw him visibly irritated and short with journalists. Arms crossed, jaw clenched, and clips of that exact body language were dissected and mocked across social media for days. The moment that really turned the tide for neutrals, watching him stand frozen and expressionless on the touchline during United's heaviest defeats, while opposition fans sang his name mockingly, turning what should have been sympathy into ridicule. When a manager's own demeanor becomes a meme, that's when dislike turns into something closer to outright mockery. But unlike Sir Alex Ferguson, a manager who proves that fear and love aren't opposites, sometimes they're the exact same thing. Sir Alex Ferguson is the most decorated manager in English football history, and a huge part of why Manchester United fans worship him isn't just the trophies, it's the live, fiery, hairdryer treatment, energy he brought to every single touchline appearance for over 2 decades. The most iconic live moment? 1999, Camp Nou, Champions League final, stoppage time. United are losing. Ferguson is standing on the touchline, visibly preparing for defeat, and then Sheringham equalizes, followed seconds later by Solskjaer's winner. The camera cuts to Ferguson, and what the world sees is a man almost collapsing with disbelief, pumping his fists, completely consumed by raw emotion. After 26 years of waiting for that European Cup, that single clip is replayed every single year and still gives United fans chills. And then there's the watch point, Ferguson's famous habit of holding up his wrist, glaring at referees, signaling exactly how much stoppage time he expected. It became so iconic that broadcasters started cutting to his wrist on instinct whenever a United game went long. Rival fans hated it. United fans loved that their manager could intimidate officials just by tapping his arm. That's the Ferguson formula intensity that terrified opponents and inspired absolute loyalty from his own players and fans, live every single match day. Unlike Diego Simeone, who built his reputation on pure, live, touchline aggression, Diego Simeone built Atletico Madrid into a European powerhouse. His trademark celebration is the knee slide, sprinting along the technical area and dropping to his knees, fists clenched, screaming at the crowd after big goals. Atletico fans treat it like a religious ritual, but it's the confrontations that made him a villain elsewhere. In a Champions League tie against Bayern Munich, Simeone was sent off after appearing to provoke Bayern's bench, getting right into the face of opposition staff in a moment that needed security to step in. It wasn't the first time Simeone has a long history of touchline bust-ups, animated screaming matches with opposing coaching staff, and confrontations with fourth officials that have led to numerous red cards and stand bans throughout his career. For Atletico supporters, this is cholismo, total commitment, total intensity, a manager who fights for every single inch of the pitch like his life depends on it. For everyone else, it's seen as needless provocation from a manager who can't separate passion from aggression. Same footage, two completely different reactions, depending on which badge is on your chest. We're halfway through this list, and the pattern should be obvious by now. The exact same behavior, sprinting, screaming, confronting officials, gets read as passion from one manager and arrogance from another. So what happens when a manager is loved by literally everyone with almost zero enemies in the entire sport? That's coming up next. And it's none other than Carlo Ancelotti. Carlo Ancelotti might be the single most respected manager in modern football, and the reason is almost the opposite of everyone else on this list. He's loved because of what he doesn't do. While rivals are screaming at officials or sprinting down touchlines, Ancelotti is famous for sitting calmly on the bench, often smiling, even during chaotic Champions League comebacks. During Real Madrid's miraculous run to the 2022 Champions League title, where they came back from the brink in match after match, cameras kept cutting to Ancelotti, looking almost serene, sipping water, completely unbothered, while the entire stadium around him was losing its mind. That contrast became its own viral moment, with fans joking that Carlo doesn't panic was the real secret to Real Madrid's success. Opposing players, rival managers, even journalists who've clashed with nearly everyone else on this list have nothing bad to say about Ancelotti. He's proof that you can be live on camera every week for over 2 decades and still walk away with almost no enemies in the sport. Unlike Sam Allardyce, a manager who became hated not for one explosive moment, but for an entire style that fans love to mock live every single match. Sam Allardyce built his reputation on pragmatic, physical, long ball football, and over the years, he became the unofficial face of what fans call anti-football. Whenever his teams ground out, 1-0 wins through set pieces and physicality rather than flair. Broadcasters would cut to him on the touchline, barking orders for long throws and direct balls forward, and rival fans turned it into a running joke across the sport. What really cemented the hate, though, was his own public confidence. In interviews, live and unfiltered, He repeatedly suggested he was good enough to manage a Big Six Premier League club, comments that were widely mocked given his reputation for grinding, defensive football, rather than the attacking style associated with the sports giants. Every time those clips resurfaced, it reignited the same debate, but that's a different case. For one of the most influential managers in football history, Pep Guardiola. What makes Guardiola loved isn't calmness like Ancelotti, it's the opposite. It's an obsession, live in real time. Cameras regularly catch him pacing his technical area for 90 straight minutes, micromanaging every pass, screaming tactical instructions, dropping to his knees in frustration over a single misplaced pass, even when his team is winning 4-0. Fans don't see arrogance in that they see a manager who simply cannot stop thinking about the game, even for 1 second. His touchline blow-ups, including heated confrontations with opposing coaches, are usually framed by neutrals as pure, competitive passion rather than gamesmanship. A very different reaction to similar incidents involving Mourinho or Simeone. That double standard says everything about how perception, not just behavior, decides who gets loved and who gets hated. The wildest part? Half of these managers did almost identical things on the touchline, sprinting, screaming, confronting officials, and got completely opposite reactions depending on which side of the rivalry you were standing on. So tell me in the comments, which manager do you think gets the most unfair hate, and which one do you think is overrated as a fan favorite? Drop your list below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.